Hi Virgo, welcome to your month of June 2019 love reading for Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. If you are cross-watching, if you're not a Virgo and you're watching because you're curious about a Virgo, you can definitely check out the videos that I did specifically for cross-watchers. There's a link in the description that'll take you to the cross-watching videos. You're more than welcome to stick around and watch this one too. But if you're wanting to extend your cross-watching game, you can go over there and check that out. Similarly, Virgo, if there's another sign you're curious about, you can check that out as well. So Virgo, as I'm connecting with your energy, excuse me, I'm going to pause. Excuse me, had a bit of a little cough attack there. So songs have been popping up in my mind, my dears, as I've been shuffling for the different zodiac signs, kind of giving us a feel or a theme of what's happening in love for the month of June for that sign. For you guys, I'm hearing Whitney Houston, Didn't We Almost Have It All? Okay, so a very significant soulmate connection, possibly revisiting someone or something from your past. Somebody might be begging you for another chance. You may be reconnecting with a significant love. But we're going to pull the cards and see what the cards have to say, and then I'm going to pull a message for you from your soulmate from these love message cards. All right, my darlings. Let's get right into it for Virgo. All right, something's a little bit stuck here because the cards are not shuffling super smoothly. So didn't we almost have it all? To me feels like someone's trying to convince somebody else. Somebody else is a little reluctant. We'll see who as we look into the cards. We've got Four of Pentacles. So it could be you, Virgo. You might be very closed off. And you might have somebody that's like coming to you and trying to convince you that, you know, this relationship is worth saving, or the relationship we used to have was amazing and we should give this another chance. And you might be like, not buying it, not gonna budge, not feeling it. Your energy in last week's forecast, those of you who watch the weekly forecasts where I do the readings for money and personal life and family every single week, your energy for last week, like, it was no joke. It was no joke. Like, you guys were just really fed up in last week's reading. Or maybe not fed up, you were just in this energy where you just weren't going to take any more BS. You were over it. And so, and a part of that, some of that energy might be continuing into your love life in June, where someone's trying to convince you and you're just like, nope, I'm not going to do that song and dance again. Some of you are suspicious. Some of you feel like this person's like after your money in some way, or they're just after, like, you're like, I know what I can do for you, but what can you do for me? Not like in a selfish kind of way, but just in this energy of, again, you're a little bit fed up, Virgo. You're a little bit fed up. And Four of Pentacles to me is very much an energy of feeling very closed off or needing physical space. You might have somebody who's even trying to, like, soften you up by like touching you or caressing you, or, oh, let me rub your shoulders, or let me rub your back, and they're just trying to, like, get you to melt, and you're just even like, don't even touch me, like no, like, you need your space. You're wanting to get some physical distance in between you and someone else, but this person is in this energy where they're still trying to win you over. That's what it feels like to me. Some of you are getting very, very cautious with your assets in a relationship. Like, if you're living with somebody or you're married, you've been dating somebody for a long time, you're wanting to have some kind of financial agreement in place. There might be some frustrations that you're feeling about money. Maybe you feel like you've been putting in more than the other person. Again, and this person's trying to soften you up. I don't get a feeling or a sense, at least for most of you, that this person's trying to use you. We'll see what's coming up as the other cards come along, but I just feel that song of somebody just really trying to convince you. And the first card I got is a card where you're not feeling in the mood to be convinced. Sagittarius had something very similar, which is interesting to me. You all might be experiencing something very similar. You've got Ace of Pentacles here, and this is a beautiful card for me. Okay, some of you are on this come up. You do have these good things going for you, and that might be why you're suspicious. You might know that this person knows that you're about to land something significant, or things are going well for you, and you might be in that suspicious energy of, I don't know if I'm going to trust you. I don't know if this is for real. I don't know if this is on the up and up, but when I see Ace of Pentacles, it makes me very happy. Those of you who watch my videos, you know this, because it tells me that the person, when I pull Ace of Pentacles, you are coming into a new energy. Again, this isn't a typical way to read Ace of Pentacles. It's just what I have found to be true over the years of reading for different clients and seeing the way that things transpire, because many of my clients come back to me and I get to see what happens in between the readings. And over the years, I've seen with Ace of Pentacles that anytime I pull Ace of Pentacles for a person, excuse me, a bit of a tongue twister, anytime I pull Ace of Pentacles for a person, it shows up in a way where they're overcoming really, really significant block. They've been stuck for a very long time. I think, Virgo, for a lot of you, money and love have been challenging. I think that for a very long time, you've had this energy where both love and money were two areas of your life where, like, you feel like, I just can't seem to get ahead. Things get better and then I get knocked on my butt. Things get better and then I get knocked on my butt. Ace of Pentacles is telling me the energy is shifting. It's changing. And whatever was blocked, whatever was stuck, it's no longer stuck. You're elevating into a higher energy. You're elevating into a higher frequency. Therefore, you're going to begin having much better opportunities come your way. For a lot of you, you're really ready to step into that come up. You're really ready to step into that graduation or that elevation, that ascension. And there's somebody from your past who's like, wait a minute, no, don't go. Stay here in this vibration with me, right? But you're not feeling the old vibration anymore for many, many, many of you. Whatever the case, you might be telling this person that, look, this is where I'm going. You need to step up. You need to step up and come into this, ascension with me, or like it's not going to work. And somebody might be trying to convince you that, hey, the old days weren't so bad, or vice versa. For some of you, the roles can be reversed. You might be with someone and you might feel like, oh, well, they've got a little bit of success. They're coming their way, and you might feel like it's going to their head. And you might be trying to remind them that, hey, like I was here from the beginning. Like, remember, how wonderful things were. And you might be trying to, hold on to someone in that way. You might be the one that's in that energy. But whoever is in this shifting energy, they feel to me like they're ready to go. So either you're keeping up or you're letting go, or they have to keep up with you or you're letting them go. There's just this very strong energy of a shift, a really significant shift that's happening. You've got King of Cups, right? So this is like stepping it up. For me, King of Cups is the husband, the father, the successful businessman or the successful career man. King of Cups pretty much has it all, right? Like he has it all. He has everything. He's very cautious with his generosity. He can be very loving. He can be very affectionate, but he's very wise in who he shows that side of himself to. He's very smart in who he gives and who he doesn't give. And so a lot of you, Virgo, even though this is a water card or a water sign card, you're coming into this energy. You're really fully taking ownership of your successes, and you're realizing what a great catch you are, and you're not coming down off of your throne. And so those of you who are looking for a King of Cups, as a result, you're attracting that King of Cups. Oh, my candle just went out. That smoke is blowing over is confirmation. Those of you who are, becoming the King of Cups, you're attracting your Queen of Cups, So there's just this energy of really, really attracting this stable energy for yourself, this elevated energy for yourself. I know many tarot readers, when they see the court cards, they feel like, oh, this means that there's a soulmate coming in. So some readers do read it in that way. For me, this does feel a significant relationship, okay? A significant relationship where it's elevating. Your relationship is elevating. Keep in mind, some of you feel like others have been stingy with you, or you feel like others have been taking advantage of you. And so King of Cups for me is finding the balance in that. Finding a relationship where you're not giving everything and getting nothing back, or a relationship where you're being accused of taking and not giving anything back, but finding the perfect balance of that give and take in the relationship. Your next card here is Strength. And for me, the way that I read, when I see major arcana cards come up, they are telling me, my dear, that you are dealing with a very significant soulmate, that this is a soul contract situation. A strength card for me, you know, it tells me that some of you, and what's really interesting to me in this card, we typically don't see strength as a hunter's card, but here we have this warrior or this hunter, and it seems as though he's, you know, charging ahead in this hunt. That's how it feels to me. So those of you who are the one where you're trying to get somebody back, it's gonna take a lot of energy to show them that you're this King of Cups, or to convince them to be your King of Cups, whatever it might be. It's going to take a lot of energy for some of you. And so this is saying that if you are trying to convince someone, this soulmate may have really gone off into a whole new territory. Like they could be a completely different person from the person that they were when you all met or when you all were first together. There might be somebody that you're trying to win over, but they've changed a lot. And so you would have to get to know them all over again. You'd have to kind of go out into uncharted territory. For me also, the strength card does say it's going to take some finesse here. It's going to take some skill here. Very much like a hunter, a hunter can't go, they're charging here, they're on the chase, but when you're trying to sneak up on somebody or whatever, or when you're trying to like be near an animal, you got to use caution. If you go in right off the bat right away, they're gonna get away. Or with the traditional strength card, we usually see a woman with a lion. If the woman came in and started, ordering that lion around or chasing after that lion would have devoured her. So we can imagine that she was cautious, she was careful, she gave that lion space, she gave that lion time, she maybe won it over by being good to the lion, feeding it, bringing it water, taking care of it if it was sick, like really winning over the trust. Okay, so that's a lot of the times a message I take away from the strength card. And also about just not giving up. You're going to need some stamina here. You're going to need some persistence, right? It's not going to be an overnight thing. I am feeling, Virgo, that trust has been lost, and so you're trying to get it back. You're trying to get it back, or the person is having to work to get it back. If you're the person where the trust has been lost, the strength card is telling me that this person is going to work very hard to get the trust back from you. If you have lost the trust of somebody else, it's going to take a lot of time, if ever. I am hearing that for some of you, for the ones of you where you feel like trust has been lost, or you turned somebody down, or you let somebody go and not you're trying to get them back, if that's your scenario or that's your situation, I feel that this person has either settled down since then, or they're with somebody that they're getting ready to settle down with. Like, I'm talking kids, I'm talking family, I'm talking really, really like settled energy. And so they might not be in a place where they're even willing to entertain it. And if that's the case, my dear, I would just say, as tempting as it might be to keep trying, let that person go, especially if there's children involved, especially if there's kids involved, or there's about to be kids involved. I would definitely say like let it go. And try to heal the relationship in another way. Try to get the closure in another way. Don't go about it from a way of like trying to, get this person back into bed, or try to get them to leave their relationship or their family to be with you. You might have a very strong pull for this person, but don't do that. Vice versa. You might be the one where you're very stable in a relationship and you've got somebody coming back to you and trying to convince you. If there's children involved, my dears, as tempting as it might be to go back to the past, you got to put those kids first. So that's coming up for some of you. You've got 9 of Pentacles, right? This person's not giving up on you. They're not giving up on you, because 9 of Pentacles for me is like the watching from the distance, the secret admirer. They're gonna keep very much like this hunter. Hunter's gonna keep hunting. Hunter's gonna keep plotting. This person might be like, okay, well, maybe right now it's not a good time, but I'm gonna keep watching. I'm going to keep my eye on you, and when the time seems opportune, I'm gonna, you haven't heard the last of me. Like that kind of energy. Some of you are in that energy. Some of you are just very like relentless. That, okay, maybe right now is not the time, but I'm gonna get this person back. Or, somebody coming after you who's very relentless. Or maybe right now it's not the time for you. You're not convinced, but they're gonna try to come back when things are better. Nine of Pentacles is they're seeing you as doing very well. They're seeing your transformation. They're seeing your come up. They're seeing how you've changed. And a lot of you, my dears, they're just kind of kicking themselves that, man, I should have been more patient with this person, or I shouldn't have been distracted or confused or fooled by whatever I was fooled by, and they're thinking of what life could have been like if they hadn't let go of the connection or the relationship, especially seeing how far you've come up, right? Seeing how much progress that you've made, or, vice versa, you're feeling this way about somebody else. And so, this is like a to be continued. I'm sorry to say. Nobody wants to hear that. But there's some kind of to be continued energy here with you, Virgo. Like you haven't heard the last of this person, or they haven't heard the last of you. And this could be a story that goes well into like a long time into the future. But let's see what the message is from the soulmate. And these are very beautiful cards. They're from Belgium. It's a very interesting deck. There's messages, love messages on the back. And then the cards themselves, sadly, are not named individually. But we'll look at the picture and we'll see what message or what feel or what vibe we're getting from the picture. And then I'll read the message off the back. Do check out your moon sign and rising sign videos as well, my dears, because that might also bring extra info for you. So here, I really love this card because to me, there's a lot of symbolism in it. A whole lot of symbolism in it. Okay, these two to me look like they're from completely different worlds. Even the way that they're dressed is dressed very different. Like they're from different cultures, they're from different places, maybe even different social ranking, right? She may be having come into her wealth, right? And he may be seeing himself as like a protector, but they're going through this storm together. They're going through this tough terrain together, and they're sticking by each other's side, and they're trying to embrace the cold together. They're just going, to me it almost makes me think of Five of Pentacles. Five of Pentacles, sometimes people see it as a card of rejection, but honestly a lot of the times it could be where things are very uncertain, but you're finding an ally in that storm. You're finding your soul tribe, or you're finding a very meaningful lover that's sticking beside you as you're going through that transition. And this almost has that vibe for me. Again, this is jumping out at me, so something could be happening in the month of December between you and this person. This soulmate may be reaching out to you in December. You may be reaching out to them in December. So that could have a very literal meaning here in terms of the snow. But some of you are feeling left out, or soulmate is feeling left out by you, or feeling like you've kind of locked them out. Or they're just feeling like, yes, we maybe are very different, but they can't even deny the connection that you all have, right? They know that there's a connection here. So even if, your soulmate's reaching out to you, and even if you're in this energy where you're like, dude, like that ship has sailed, you still can't deny the fact that you all have a very significant connection. Message is, love is unexpected. You don't know when it will come, right? So gosh, yeah, this soulmate's not wanting to let you go. Like, okay, I just have this feeling of, there's just this energy of, I'll be back. Even if you reject me now, even if you tell me no, I'll be back. Which is very interesting, because I do feel like the cross-watcher message also had a very similar thing. A very similar thing. So I do encourage you to watch. Those of you who feel inclined, I do encourage you to watch that as well, because I do think for this particular one for Virgo, there might be messages for both the Virgo and the cross-watcher, even though I do it more for the cross-watcher. Yeah, guys, you haven't heard the last of this. This is to be continued for many of you. Some of you are divorcing somebody. Some of you are already leaving. And again, this isn't necessarily an end. It's a to be continued. There's unfinished business here. If you don't want to have the unfinished business, if you really want to be done with this person, then you are going to have to really do the soul work, really do the cord cutting, really do the energy healing, really do the self-examination, really do the journaling, because like this, like they're not wanting to let go. They're not wanting to let go. And they might hear you say no this time, and they might respect it, but then they're resurfacing again, or vice versa. Some of you really have your eyes set on somebody and you're just convinced that you're not going to give up. But you know, but if you don't want this, then it's going to take a lot of spiritual work on your end to be able to just kind of once and for all quash it. Okay. Again, watch your moon sign and rising sign videos. If you would like a private reading, go ahead and click on the Calendly link and schedule one. I am wishing you the very best, my darlings. Thank you for liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. Take care.